Today, I will assemble a Nibbi PE 24-round slide carburetor and introduce to you what each part is called and what are their functions. Okay, let's start the installation. Let's start from the pilot screw. This is like a slotted screw. It is equipped with a spring, which can prevent vibration and fall off. This screw is installed on this place, on the air filter side of the carb. Then we tighten it with a slotted screwdriver. After it's slightly seated, we go back 1.5 turns. This is a general setting, it needs to be jetting. Next, we install the idle screw. As you can see, it's different from the one on the PWK. It is composed of a hexagonal screw, a red cap nut, and the spring. We assemble them together, and the assembly looks like this. Like a flower, really nice, isn't it? Hold the cap nut by your thumb to prevent the screw from falling off, then align with this position on the carb. Screw it in. This is a hand screw, and no tools needed to complete the installation. It couldn't be set until you actually start the engine, so just slightly tighten it down. Next, we continue to the choke. It is installed in this position, at the top of the body. Align, press it in and tighten it with the threads. Then use number 14 wrench to tightly screw. The function of this choke is to use it when you can't start the engine directly when it's cold. Pull up the plunger to get more gas into the engine before igniting. You can push it back after the engine started. This is the needle jet. It seems the same for both sides, but they are different. The openings on both sides are one larger than another. We align the larger opening side with the oil outlet. Put it in. Then install the needle jet holder. It's installed on the middle outlet. Screw the needle jet holder in by hand first. Then tighten it with the number 7 socket. We got the needle jet and jet holder installed. Next, let's install the main jet. It looks like a slotted screw. But closely look, there is a hole in the middle. Different sizes of the main jet represent different oil intake volume. This main jet is installed on the jet holder. Screw it in by hand first. Then tighten by using a screwdriver. Like this, we got the main jet installed. Next, we got the pilot jet. It is installed in this position, next to the main jet. It looks like a slotted screw as well. Just tighten it with a screwdriver. This pilot jet controls the idle speed. The oil volume is equivalent to 1/4 of the throttle. Next, we install the slide. This is the needle. There are 5 slots on the needle. The higher, the leaner. The lower, the richer. Let's put the needle through the middle hole of the slide. But what if it's still loose? Then, we need to use this V-clip. First, let's put this V-clip inside the slide. Then, clamp the clip into the slide by using the pliers. So we finished the whole assembly off the slide. The needle is now seated and it won't move around. Looking inside the body, there is a tiny block popping out. We turn the slide to the side that has an opening. Then align the block while inserting the needle in. Then let go of the slide and it will slide into it. The design of this tiny block, it prevents the slide from moving up and down. Then put the spring gasket and the spring in. Finally, the cable cap is installed. The cap is made by CNC process. With a sporty looking. Press the spring and tighten down with thread. Then we finish the bottom part. This is a float. and this is a float needle. Position the spring and needle on the float, and reposition the float as you align the needle in the needle seat. Then we put it into the oil inlet hole in front of the main volume hole. The float will still move back and forth. At this time, we need to reinsert the float pin to secure it. Insert the float pin through the hole on both sides. Now the float is installed. Next, install the plastic baffle for the main jet. The function of this baffle is to prevent the engine die, causing by the fuel in the float shakes excessively and couldn't be sucked. Finally, install the float bowl. We need to align needle and the hole. Then put the bottom needle across the connecting rod. The needle is aligned with the hole in the bottom of the bowl can be inserted. This allows us to make the float bowl closed with the body. Tighten with the screws. Last, install the drain screw. And you can drain the fuel without taking the whole bowl off. The whole installation is now finished. We have another model for the PE carburetor. It looks and functions the same, but with the flange on the intake side. You should pay more attention to the model when you shop, to see if it's with or without a flange. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.